and the hand is over.
For sure. By playing it tricky, he got the maximum payout.
Well, small hit for Tom Dwan. He's still our leader, though, up 144,000. Ivy's still up 22,000. But Zygmunt has crawled his way out of the basement. He's only down 72,000. And I say only, but you got to remember, this guy was down 110,000 just a few moments ago.
That's true. I'll tell you what, Mike the Mouth is sitting in the cellar right now.
Button in front of Phil Ivey. Durham not going to play.
Raise 2,000.
And Feldman going to raise it up again. This time he's got a little bit more of a hand. He's got king, queen of diamonds.
Yeah, and I think Phil Ivey thinks this kid's raising a few too many pots.
7,000.
Feldman played a little bit on his back heels last year, and I'm wondering if maybe Ivey remembers that. You know Ivey remembers that. And maybe Ivey's going to take advantage of that.
I was going to say, Ivey doesn't forget too much. Yeah. King Queen's not a very good hand to call. 3-bet, and he calls. Wow. Well, he's got Phil Ivey dominated, but if he doesn't hit a piece of this flop...
5-5-10.
Well, that's the problem with King Queen. More often than not, you're going to miss the flop. And even when you hit the flop, you don't know if you're good.
So true, so true. Oh, this is the longest pause for a check. I think we're going to see a check. Be pretty strong leading into a 3-better.
Talk about physical tell sometimes. If a player takes that long to check, what does that usually mean?
Well, one of two things. He doesn't have anything, or he's got a big hand. Usually it's one or the other in that situation.
11,000.
Yeah, in my experience, I found that most often when a player takes that long, he's trying to take a long time to almost make you think, or make you think I have something. So I'm going to check, and I'm going to think about it. And all he's going to do is check and fold.
This is actually an interesting scenario here. With this flop, Andrew Feldman could represent a hand, but I can't see him doing anything but folding right now. And King High doesn't feel like it's the best hand here. It is, but it doesn't feel like it.
I mean, you're playing the hand out of position. You're playing the hand out of position against Phil Ivey. I mean, you talk about position. I asked you earlier, how much does position mean? This is evidence, isn't it?
It is very obvious that in all poker, position helps, but in particular when you're playing against the great players, look at this.
Raise.
Wow.
28,500.
Now this is poker at the next level. Can Ivey outplay him, though? Holy moly, I didn't see that coming.
Well, I still remember the hand when Ivey got the best of Feldman last year. I remember that hand so well. Ivey had a nut flush against Feldman's king high flush, and Feldman paid him off.
This feels fishy, and I think Phil Ivey might sniff this out.
Wow, this is great. So this is the thing. Feldman so badly wants to outplay Ivey.
Holy moly. And now Feldman could be in trouble unless he hits that turn card, and he doesn't.
8.
And now what do you do if you're Feldman?
You know
Ivey
what?
Just called
you
your
know what I
check
do?
raise.
Pure and simple. I check and get ready to muck my hand, or I push all in right now.
Check.
Feldman only has 64,000 behind. The pot is 72.
Well, that's
Feldman
why
checks.
stack size, he could shove there and hope that he bluffs Phil Ivey out. I mean, Phil Ivey's completely floating Feldman here.
27,000.
Wow. I swear. I love Phil Ivey. I just love him. This is great.
This is poker at the highest level.
Straight out. Feldman so badly wanted to outplay Ivey. So badly. And Ivey knew it.
He sure did. He sniffed it out. I think part of it had something to do with his re-raise size, too. It was only 17,500.
And Ivey takes it down. Feldman mucks the hand. Welcome to the big leagues, buddy. You're playing with the big boys now. Phil Ivey shows him how it's done.
You're not a bad poker player there, buddy. I don't care what they say about you.
One of these days, Andrew Feldman is going to learn to stop messing around with Phil Ivey. He's down $35,400. Tom Dwan still on top. Mattisau, still our big loser, down $85,800.
my trap worked. He's only got 4 outs. This guy's going home.
Come on, 9.
Sometimes making the right move isn't enough, but there's always another hand. We play at FullTiltPoker.com.
Welcome back to the FullTiltPoker.com $1 million cash game. Button in front of Zygmunt. Dwan first to speak. Feldman going to raise it up.
Raise 2,000.
Tilting anyone? Well, it's got 6s.
Well, that's at least a part of the hand. 2 6s.
I'm all in.
And Mike's all in.
Well, Mike's only got 14,000.
No, this is a no-brainer for Mike.
Yeah. Just like I said a while ago, he's got the perfect shove-reshove stack.
How much is that?
And he can get paid off with a lot of different things right here.
It's on Zygmunt right now, and Zygmunt's got ace-queen. He's going to call.
14,100 total.
Wow.
And that might save Feldman.
Yeah, I think that saved Andrew Feldman. I think it did.
You start putting Mike the Mouth on a range of hands, and I think Andrew Feldman probably would have had to call with the 6s.
I agree.
This is going to save him, though. He's not going to be in there against 2 players. Or is he?
I'm sorry.
Damn Canadians.
Didn't know it was on me.
Just sitting there thinking about Canada.
Yeah. Pondering the motherland.
Wow. 12,000 more. He's only got 62. I think I would shove all in here before I would call. Oh. So they're using Mike's singing donkey against him. And look here, Andrew Feldman has called this pre-flop.
Mike the Mouth, truly one of the characters of the game, but he's got a lot of talent. It's not just the mouth.
3, deuce, 9.
Check. Well, top set for Mike the Mouth, so he's going to win the main pot.
Oh, there's a couple of runners here still alive.
Good point. They're still runners, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Mike Mattisau is going to win the main pot, which is going to be $44,000. Now the question is, will there be a side pot? And this is the problem. What do you do now at the 6s?
11,000.
Well, I mean, pure and simple. If I've called it pre-flop and I get a flop of deuce 3-9, I'm shipping right here. Especially against 11,000.
So you're going to check raise all in.
Stack size-wise, I don't think Andrew Feldman has a choice.
I mean, the weird thing is there's no side pot. Before that 11,000, there was no side pot. So you might think, well, why is Zygmunt betting? Zygmunt must have a real hand then, right?
Yes and no. It looks to me like he's trying to isolate Mike Mattisau for cheap. 11,000 only. I feel weakness here. I would shove.
And Zygmunt, by the way, has about $220,000 behind. Feldman just was not deep enough to make this call. I think sometimes, and he's going to let it go now.
Yeah.
He shakes his head in disgust. I think he knows he made the mistake, and he lets it go.
The good news is I'm in the lead. The bad news is how many outs does he have? Hopefully none.
I have nothing.
Oh, he's got no outs. That's even better. Just no running 4 or 5, and I'll be all right.
Mike the Mouth, a commanding lead here.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
Zygmunt needs running cards.
Your world ain't over yet.
Oh, and a 6 on the turn.
8.
For your pocket 6s?
It wouldn't have been enough.
No, would not have been enough. And Mike the Mouth takes that down.
Subdued applause.
I just moved. That is a donkey. I mean, I move in, the ace queen moves in, and the 2 6s overcall.
It's 10 tournaments, right? We're like even money, the cash ones.
Really? Is that right? Okay, you got me and him, even money. For our cash.
600.
No, you guys are always folding your way into the money, though.
600.
Robert, I want to talk to you about short stack play.
And that's your partner.
Because Mike the Mouth, who was down to 14,400, is back up to 44,000.
He maneuvered and dodged, and he did a lot of things with his stack there.
600 to play.
Odd play here, though. Mike Mattisau limping with 2 aces.
Cool.
Well, wait a second. We talked about this earlier on. Remember, he limped earlier with like some garbage hands, and he was getting raised off. And you said, well, if you're gonna limp with the garbage hands, you got to limp with your monsters.
Occasionally, I said occasionally, and I like, especially if somebody else is open raised. He's out of position here. I don't know.
You don't like it, huh?
Cool.
I'm not a big fan of this one.
Any raise?
No.